Hi everyone, welcome to Business for Builders. My name's Max. I'm the CEO of Smith & Sons, and today I just want to cover an aspect within our high performance pillars that we cover off within, when we're talking to our general contractors, our franchise general contractors. One of those, the last one is mastery. And business mastery is pretty much it was not a term that I was familiar with, but it really revolves around the business. Instead of the business being in control of you, you're in control of the business. And I know this from personal experience as a general contractor, a lot of the time you feel like the business is just whipping your ass. Like it's just, driving you and doing things, and you're really operating under duress a lot of the time. And look, that's not good for your health. It's not good for your relationships. It doesn't help you be a productive business owner. You have no time to sort of really set a vision or a course. And so for me, business mastery is actually the final 5 high performance pillars that we put together for our GCs. And really, to go a little bit deeper, it's really a balance of time and money. So if you've mastered, you've really got the business flying, it means you're going to have time and the money in a balanced setup that you'd want. So you're going to have the time to spend the money, and of course you've got the money to spend the time. I know that there was times within the business where I would be, depending on the seasons, and I'm not talking about the actual winter, summer, spring, autumn or fall seasons. I'm talking about where the business dynamics would say that there's a lot of work on or there's not a lot of work going on. There was times when I had a lot of time to myself, but I didn't have enough work, and the cash at bank was slowly disappearing. And so I really had to, find more work. And then there's other times where the whole operation was going gangbusters and business was, looked like it was booming, but it demanded so much of my time, 7 days a week, and my mental space when I'd go home. And so, what we want to try and do is establish that business. And that's really what I would call, mastery is definitely creating a business that is by design and not by default. A lot of us run businesses, particularly in construction, that a business is by default setup. You haven't really designed the business. You've just woken up one day and found yourself, engaged in business, doing business a certain way, and you never really had a say in how that was created. So really, business mastery, if you're a carpenter out there, you'll know that, you got to sharpen a chisel, so you just got to hit the grinder to get the shape and get the angle and everything right. But then what you've got to do is you've got to take that chisel to a stone, and you've got to actually hone that. And I think, a lot of what we want to do is the initial grind back, and we do this with a lot of our general contractors. They come in, we join forces with them, they join forces with the brand, and there's a little bit of grinding that we've got to do to reshape the way that they think, the way they do business, their expectations, their understanding, things like that, as it relates to business mastery. And then yet as time goes by and they start to, they've made those, let's say, major adjustments in their thought process, in their behavior, in their habits, they really get to a point where all we now have to do is just hone those ever so gently and very subtly. And the corrections that we have to make are very subtle and are very minor, but it just helps them, stay on track. And they really, I think part of mastery also, so as much as we want to get the time and money thing balanced out, we do a lot of strategic planning with our guys and our gals. It's like, okay, so how do we do that and why do we do that? So strategic planning, really, I think it just comes down to figuring out what it is you want out of your business and then really putting that on paper and having a very clear vision as to what you want to achieve. So strategic planning is nothing short of saying, okay, where do I want to be in 12 months? And then you reverse engineer the process. So we break the year down into quarters, we break it down into months, we break it down into weeks, and we even break it down into days. What am I going to do today that's going to give me the result that I want in 12 months' time? And so if you're not doing that, if you're not done something like that, then you're running a business by default. You're not actually running it by design. And so if we're not happy with the outcome and what the business is delivering to us personally, then we maybe need to sit down and redesign that which we're operating within. And so it's super important that, we understand that it is by design, by default. That's the business, but that takes work. So if you're not prepared to do the work, then, don't go and complain. Just enjoy that which you're living currently. But if you want to bring about change, you've got to do something. You've got to activate. But sometimes because we don't know what we don't know, you're sort of going, well, I don't know which way to turn. I don't know what I should be doing. I don't know how I should be thinking. And so that's why we don't master the art of building a successful business. And so, with that, time and money, developing the kind of business. Obviously, then you start thinking about exit strategies and succession plans that go along with mastering a business. You might be able to then buy another business because you've actually put that one together. So this is way down the track for a lot of operators, I think, especially where I know I came from as being a qualified carpenter, a registered builder. This is not something that we got taught. We never spoke of business mastery or designing the business. We literally spoke mostly about making money. And I just think that's only one really small part of the business. So look, if this information is good for you and, you want to subscribe, that'd be great. We'd appreciate that. We'd appreciate a thumbs up. Certainly, hit the notification bell. We're going to put out a video once a week and try and add value to you and your business. Certainly feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. Feel free to email me at max@businessforbuilders.ca and I'll be happy to answer your questions directly. Anything we can do, we're here to do that. So if, we don't expect anything from you. If you can take this, you hear it, you recognize it, you implement it, you succeed, then we wish you all the best. And really that's all we're trying to do today. So we're glad you showed up. Cheers.